What's up? What's up? We are live, and today it was requested for me to put together something for you for dispute letter writing to the credit bureaus for beginners. I do read my comments, and my comment said, hey, put together something for me if I'm a beginner and I don't know how to write a dispute letter. So that is what I'm going to show you today. And there's a very, very simple link that you will be able to access this at, and I'm going to put that on the screen right now. Now, you will be able to use this for removing collections, charge-offs, repossessions, foreclosures, bankruptcies, student loans, judgments, inquiries, late payments, you name it. If it's on your credit report and you need to remove it, then hey, guess what? This is actually going to help you to do that. And because we are live, I do have just a couple of settings to fix. It's not going to be that many though, because I have already prepared for this. But first of all, I hope your weekend is going well. Mine has been a little bit hectic so far, but I mean, that's kind of just how it goes. But first thing I want for you to do is smash the like, subscribe if you haven't done so, because I don't want for you to miss anything when it comes to removing these things from your credit report permanently. And when I say permanently, I literally mean permanently. This is not where, when you dispute the right way, that your negative items come off just to come back. Okay. Someone had actually mentioned that in the comments about factual disputes, and hey, this doesn't work because credit repair in general, because you remove it and then it just comes back. No, it does not come back when you dispute the right way. And when I say the right way, I'm not talking about templates. I'm not talking about online disputes. I'm not talking about phone disputes and all that kind of stuff. Dude, if you learn to do this without any of those things and illegal tactics like identity theft, then I promise you that you will see results. Maybe you won't be able to remove everything, but you will be able to remove the things that can possibly be removed. Okay. So I have already fixed my settings. I'm going to jump back on here and I'm going to share my screen with you. So if you are just joining right now, I have put together something by request. I wasn't even going to do this, but by request, on helping you to write dispute letters to the credit bureaus for removing collections charges, repos, blah, blah, blah. All right. So I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you exactly what it is that I am referring to. And the link is right on your screen. It is also down in the description. All right. So the link is actually going to take you to this page. You can just click this link. It'll drop down here. The button to grab this is right there. And it's really, really simple. But there are 7 different modules here plus a bonus. And the bonus is, dude, if you've got student loans, which we've been talking about lately, then this is definitely going to help you to learn how to remove those student loans versus charge-offs versus student loan collections, okay? So we have an instructions page. It's really, really simple, and a couple of different, how to access this and videos and blah, blah, blah. We have our tactics for disputing accounts on round 1, such as late payments, multiple late payments, foreclosures, paid collections, repos, unpaid collections, multiple late payments, mortgage lates. And then we have an overview of dispute tactics that explain what it is and when you should be able to use this, such as the Goodwill, FCBA info request, FCRA info request, FDCPA info request, original creditor validation, debt validation, repossession series, the HIPAA series, and the QWR RESPA letter, and then method of verification, angry educated consumer, and your demands. Okay. And then pausing right there, if this is something that maybe you don't want to do yourself, you can always use the link that you see now on your screen to schedule a call with me, and I will see if I can help. All right. That's why we do the call, because look, I'm one person. While I would love to help the 68 million people that have bad credit, obviously that's not a feasible solution, right? And that's why I have 800 videos that explain how to do this yourself. So you don't have to go and, pay a bunch of money to a company, not a bunch of money to me. I don't even charge that much, but I'm just saying in general, you'd be able to do this yourself without, having to put yourself at risk. All right. But if you do want a credit sweep, you can use that link. I'm going to throw this link back up and then go back to my screen share. All right. So we also have a dispute tracker, which is really, really straightforward. The date, strategy, bureau, collector, creditor, notes. There's 2 little bars on there, and you can always just, make a copy of it. But this is everything that is included in this package. The dispute reason creator, that's going to give you an example of the AJERO formula, how to use it, how to put it all together, and then you very simply fill this out, and it's going to give you the perfect dispute reason. And then we have another PDF, which is part of the Bulletproof training series. And this is the difference between regular charge-off, student loan charge-offs, and student loan collections, because there's a huge difference in the way that you're actually going to dispute these. And if you don't understand this, if you don't see what it is that you're supposed to be pulling from your credit report, you're putting yourself at risk for either being tagged as frivolous, or they're just going to come back as verified as accurate. And obviously you don't want to do that, right? Okay, so this is a quiz on here, and I also give you the solution, which is going to be down on page 3 and page 4. As you can see, it's the letters are there. And then we also have, this is the Omni dispute letter creator. So this looks really, really simple for a reason. What I did was I created a boilerplate. As you can see, your first and last name, address, social, date of birth, date, bureau name and address, paragraph, no more than 5 to 6 sentences, creditor and account number, a dispute reason, closing sentence, your first and last name. That's literally everything that needs to go on a dispute letter. Now, the reason that this is the way that it is because you're going to take this and very simply plug in your personal information and your accounts, creditor and account number, and then you can choose one or more of these sentences to create your first paragraph. So we have many, many, many different letter types that you can put on here. You're going to customize it 100% to suit your situation. And then we also not only have a horde of all of these different things that you can put on here, but I also gave you a ton of different dispute reasons that you can choose from. And I believe there may possibly be 125. So we have all of these different sentences, like I said, so that you can create that. And then these are the dispute reasons, and they are categorized by account type: collections, third party, late payments, inquiries. There's a lot for inquiries: judgments and tax liens, identity theft, repossessions, collections, debt buyer, charge-offs, a lot for charge-offs, foreclosures, bankruptcy, student loans, a lot for student loans on there, right? And lastly, child support. Now, you hear me tell you all the time, I do not do the whole child support dispute thing. However, that is something that, if you have it on your credit report, I mean, by all means, go ahead and try to remove it. Okay, nobody's stopping you. I personally don't dispute it, very simply because I've seen that it takes significantly longer than you should ever really dispute negative items on your credit report. And that's just not part of my process, keeping someone in the program, while my actual prerogative is to get you out of the program. All right. So the bonus was the how to remove student loans, that dispute IQ quiz with the answer sheet. This very last thing is actually a fillable PDF that's going to allow you to create a dispute letter. All right. And it does come in the instructions. The instruction page is page 2. Page 1 is the table of contents. But this is really, 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 really simple. And I might actually create an entire product based off of something like this, just to make it easy for you to create a dispute letter. But you're very simply going to put in your personal information, right? So obviously that would need to be capitalized, but you would put your name, you would put so let's do it this way. So you would put your name, you would put your address, you would put your date of birth, you would put your social, and then you're going to put the date. So today is 09/10/2022. And then now, this is the reason why this is cool. So we have drop downs. So you just click on it, you choose a bureau, and then your very first paragraph, and like I said, it should be no more than 5 sentences, right? So we're going to use a drop down, and we're just going to go and I don't know, click on some sentences, just because this is an example and I'm showing you how this works. And it's going to basically create the letter for you. meaning obviously choosing the stuff in the drop downs, but this is so that you know what should go where in your dispute letter. It gives you an example of it, and then you can go and create your own letter, right? So this would be like American Express, if I could spell correctly, American Express 34999. And then this is also a drop down with a ton of dispute reasons in here, right? So let's just say you didn't prove that I was late. So this next one is going to be, let's do capital one. I could spell again, 1517805. We're going to click on the drop down. First day delinquency, blah, blah, blah. So let's just pretend that I filled the rest of that in, and you're just going to put your name right here, although you can also edit this, okay? So we're gonna put my name right here. Now you do have some options as far as printing this, but let's just put, I'm gonna do it this way. Okay, so you do have some options as far as printing this. You can literally do a screen dump and then, meaning with like a Chrome tool or something, and then just go and get rid of these highlights. Don't print, but the arrows do. So you could literally just use the screenshot tool and remove them. Like I use Explain and Screenshot. It's a Chrome extension. It's free. You can also literally just look at your screen and type it onto Word or whatever. But I give you the instructions on how to do this, but this makes it simple so that you can construct your own dispute letter if you are a beginner and you don't know what goes where, what you should put in the first paragraph, what you should be putting as your dispute reason. And I mean, that's it. There's 40 different pages in here. And like I said, the Omni dispute letter creator is really awesome because it gives you the boilerplate, and then you can choose any of these 100+ dispute reasons. You can choose any of these, I don't know how many of these sentences there are, but there's over 100 sentences here to create your first paragraph. And then again, you customize it based on your specific situation and the facts. But this was, again, requested because a lot of people are struggling with how to write a dispute letter because there's so much bad information out there, right? And obviously, if you don't dispute the right way, you are not going to get your deletions. And, I mean, hey, you want to, I mean, your entire prerogative should be to increase your credit score, remove your negative items, and, move on with your life. So if you want to access that, the link is on your screen. You just come here, and it's really, really simple. So I'm going to take this off of here, and it is just me now. And Jason, I saw that your order came through. So I have my notifications right here that just pop up, and Natalie and Sam and Jesus. So I will be sending those over when I'm done with this live, and 5 other people that just came through. And I'll get that over to you. But if you want to access this, very simply use that link, and I hope you like it. But this was very, very simple. If you have issues writing disputes as a beginner, then I created this package for you. And if there's other things that you want to request, you can do the same thing. If there's more than one person, not more than one person, because I get requests all the time, but if there's enough people, I will either create it or I'll do a video about it and I'll help you out, right? So that's it for today. I am going to go get back to work. Yes, I do work on the weekend. I just don't take calls on the weekend, but I hope you have a great one. I will probably not be going live later. We have the UFC this weekend. And so if you are an MMA fan, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. This is a major card. All right. So I'll see you later. Have a great one. I'll see you tomorrow. And that's it. Bye.